Good morning, everyone. Oh, today's an absolute today's an absolute doozy of a morning. You know what's cool though is I want to say I picked it up. I looted it. Maybe I bought it from the no, I think I bought it from the NPC. No, maybe I picked it up. I think I picked it up. Looted a belt yesterday. It did not start with that charm slot. I think it had, I want to say, the armor and lightning resist. This was the one I was using before. This one had much more armor, but it was armor and cold resist is really what kept this one going. And then the flask skating, it wasn't that long that I had this one actually. And I probably won't sell it yet just because having the flask auto charge on the belt is actually kind of nice. But then I slammed 2 exalts on this and we got an extra charm slot, so I think I'm going to try that out. Like I'm wondering, in fact, you know what? Let's like, what do they even look like when they become rare? Do I even have a rare charm? Like, I guess I don't think any of us really know, like, what's the full potential of a charm. You can't make them rare. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if 2 charms is really worth it. But it's worth considering. I mean, I think it's a case of, I mean, looking at the charms we have right now, you know, something like poison or slow. I think like that stuff could be good. I think the chaos resist could be good because it's so hard to max it. But overall, basically any sort of ailment resist, right? Like bleed, poison, stun, freeze. But like the overall other elemental resist, I don't know. That I don't know. But I feel like these will get better. I think the charms will get stronger as time passes. I think it just, it has to. But anyway, I thought it was cool that we got that. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm no longer sure why any of this stuff is still like here. I think we're selling that one. It's starting to become a bit of a hassle to figure all this out. And it's so cold this morning. And it wasn't that cold last night, but it's so cold this morning. And when I say last night, I mean like 2 a.m. Sophie woke up again, so my wife and I took her out for a walk and just kind of had a walk. It wasn't that bad considering that it was nighttime. It is actually funny enough. I think the coldest time of the day is actually like right before sunrise. I think generally that's true, and it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because That's when everything would have cooled off overnight with no sunlight. But it's still so jarring. I don't know if it's more efficient to Regal Orb these. I don't know. I got a couple cool things though last night. We got Expedition Logbook, Expedition Tablet. I think it's interesting. I think in the mornings we'll continue just kind of chilling with our mercenary. We'll play it by ear. But now that our hardcore SSF sorceress has died, I think I'm going to prioritize just building up a bunch of different characters and testing out, like seeing if the fun ideas I had about the power fantasy I have about their class is even feasible. Like we're doing the Merc towards the end game. But then one other thing I do want to try is I do want to try also leveling each base class through campaign in SSF. The intention being that like what is the experience going to be like when you're leveling each class at the start of you know, or as a starter for like new people, but also like for each league reset, right? That's something I want to test. Okay, so I have one that should be fairly easy. I keep branching out only to the right. I don't know if that's, maybe we go to one where there's a, yeah, there's like 3 things. Still haven't really properly ever done a delirium. I don't know if we want to risk that right now. Yeah, I think do I have any that like needs, I don't know if it's going to search that. See if I can find one that maybe it never shows it in game. Maybe it was only on Max Rose Planner. Like it looked like there were certain ones where you needed distilled emotions to unlock it. But I'm not sure. Monsters would be level 71. This is a little scary. I don't know. I think I just don't understand the delirium mechanic well enough yet. Let's go somewhere else. Like a boss map would be cool. Oh, you know what? We could always work towards another hideout. Have those unlocked just for funsies. Could go here for a boss. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm torn in between wanting to find out the most optimal way to push this out and then just like learning and exploring it. But right now we have like a bunch of modifiers buffed up through this section with all the towers. So yeah, maybe we do focus on this side. This one's missing one of it. What is it? 13% increased number of rare monsters. I see. Yeah, this could be a good way. Ran into the Savannah map last night. That one's kind of cool. Although, you know what I realized? I think I dislike the Savannah map is it's like a field, like the word implies. But there's a lot of like uneven elevation. There's like a lot of up and down hills. So like what's the best, if we can find one, I'll show it to you. But I think I actually find that more annoying than the halls. I don't know. Like, listen, narrow halls in any ARPG is an annoyance. Like, I get that, but oh, I forgot these guys actually do slams. So, hold on, let me test my volume here. Why is it so soft? Oh, I know. That would do it. There we go. But yeah, as I was saying, like, I get it. Narrow halls in any RPG is annoying. Nobody likes them. I think sometimes they exist for a reason, but generally it's annoying. It leads to a lot of death. It leads to a lot of like getting stuck on things, and that's never fun. But also, I guess I don't find them as annoying yet in this one. Like I get it. I don't think that's unfounded. I don't think that is unfounded. I think the problem is that like it feels like almost every map in the endgame is a narrow hall, which that is annoying, I guess. But yeah, I think I have some slightly tinted glasses on for POE2 just because you know, I came in the mindset of like, listen, like, I'm not a POE player. We're gonna kind of take it as it comes and learn it and figure out the intent behind the game. And so I think I'm trying to be much more lenient with the annoyances. And yeah, the one thing that does still annoy me is the fact that because of, I think, how the targeting works, right? Sometimes if you like do a different action and then I immediately try to swap bolts and I try to attack again, there's this weird input delay, like after the reload has happened. What the? Wait, why are there so many of you? What in the world? I think that's why sometimes I get the whole mess up with like, oh, I'm not on the right bolt. Like, and now I'm caving myself in with ice walls. So hopefully that gets smoothed out a bit more. Basically, I think it's like the mouse. I think it's how it reads the attack button, basically.
Easy.
Was that not a rare monster? All it did was drop one blue? Really? This tile set always gets me too. It totally looks like you're supposed to be able to go through here. Hopefully that gets looked at. I was also considering, I was also kind of on the hunt for a potential bow upgrade. But I realized the next kind of like tier of bows that would give like the higher baseline to start with. The type that I would want, the level requirement is level 77. Otherwise, I'm on the latest tier that I have, but I'm at level 75 right now, so it's kind of iffy. But also, I feel like this one's in a really strong spot. Because it's got the bow I have right now has really good flat damage added before the other modifiers. I think it's like a tier 6 or 8 or something, so it's kind of hard to find something else that, you know, unless it has like the perfect combo of modifiers. Wow, I thought I was on my galvanic shards. So I think we'll just kind of bear with it. I haven't quite figured out. There's definitely other ways for me to optimize a bit more, I think. This one's a rare, but we gotta wait for these blood pools. Oh.
Another notch on the helmet.
Oh. I also died quite a few times last night. The XP penalty definitely starts to hurt a lot. Listen, I generally, I think experience penalties on death is generally pretty decent. I don't know, maybe some people think it's a cheap way to stifle like progress, but oh hey, we'll level up though. I don't know, I think it adds, you know, just enough tension that it matters, but doesn't set you back completely. But maybe the amount needs to be reconsidered. It's tough because generally the goal is that you're always trying to push and go for maps like at your map that you can. What am I trying to say? The highest like difficulty of maps you can clear right now to make sure that you're getting better items and XP, but obviously that puts you at risk of dying. But by default, it should give you better XP because you're fighting harder things. So what's the balance there? Like, I do wonder if they have that in mind of like, well, the experience you lose should kind of be like equal to, let's say you cleared like half the map, generally speaking, or whatever it might be. I think this is experience. Nice. Well, that's good. Ow. But yeah, the current 15%, it does hurt quite a bit. Yeah, basically. But I think I think there's probably also some consideration to be had where, like, let's say you're spamming, because I think actually maybe I should test that intentionally. Because this just crossed my mind. I think if you're running the trials, like whether you're farming it or you keep failing it or whatever it might be, I think deaths in those don't give you the... Oh, I finally looked at how to edit the loot filter, but I wasn't quite sure which parameter was which, so I'll probably tinker with that at some point. Maybe we'll tinker with it, actually. Here on the morning stream. But what was it saying? Oh yeah, I'm thinking maybe there is no death penalty on the trials, because I'm like, I am very overleveled compared to the types of enemies that I feel okay fighting. I mean, that's probably just part of endgame, but it's also probably a case of like, well, are you running modifiers or not? But like, for instance, these guys don't have like damage modifiers, but they're very scary, and they're level 71 and I'm level 75. So therefore I feel like the gains I get is not as comparable to what I might lose. Hey Ava Williams, good morning. At least where I am, it's morning. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Are you a POE enjoyer? I think with games like POE, it's always kind of necessary to check. Like, are you a OG player? Are you checking it out? For context, I never really got into POE1. I was one of those people that kept bouncing off of it, just because of like the I guess barrier of entry in terms of knowledge. Sometimes it was just, I thought it was too much. Other times I wanted to get in, but I felt I didn't have the time to actually learn it. Do you stream daily? Currently, I'm actually in the process of kind of testing different schedules out for myself and see what I want to do. I think down the road, I probably I'm gonna tweak my schedule a little bit. Currently, yes, I stream Monday through Friday, Korea Standard Time.
Gotta stay quick on my feet.
But this week I'm trying like a short stream in the morning, and then, you know, kind of, and then another stream in the afternoon. But sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. But I have one going in the morning. Mornings being no camera, just kind of chilling. But we're testing out different things ahead of 2025 and see how I want to adjust it. What other games do you play? Well, generally, so I cast Valorant. I work in esports, so generally, we've done a lot of like Valorant VOD reviews and stuff during the year. Like during the season, I just don't have much time to sit down and like grind other games on stream. But in terms of what I enjoy and what I've streamed in the past, like I love JRPGs. I'm a big Monster Hunter guy. Can't wait for Monster Hunter Wilds. I used to play a lot of MMOs. Don't quite have the time and energy for that anymore. But yeah, generally I'm like a pretty big. I enjoy almost any type. Except for sandbox games. I never really do well with those. What am I looking at here? Level 33. What the? Oh, but it's item level 72. See, that always throws me off. And give you a good suggestion. Hope your channel can get help. Sure. Suggestions are always welcome. It's only this year that I really buckled back down on trying to find something that works for me in terms of streams and YouTube and stuff. So I'm always all ears. Why don't you put a gaming logo on your channel? Basically, it shows a channel and it also helps you to get more viewers' attention. That is a great suggestion. And I've actually been spending December trying to settle on a direction that I want, and I'm actually in the process of scouting out a number of people that I'll probably commission and then choose. Not just the logo. The reason it took a little bit was I didn't want to just like make a... Wait, what the... Oh my god, I picked up another one. I was like, what? What I'm actually in the process of doing is I want to set up a whole brand image. So that's the same. If you're an artist, impression graphics. Yeah, it's starting to sound a little bit like spam, but you're free to message me on Instagram if you want. Listen, I'll bite. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You can. I mean, I don't think you're a bot, but listen, if you're not a spammer, you know how it is. There's tons of spammers on Twitch, but if you want, you can message me on Instagram. It's the same. It's WillChobra. It's the same as Twitch. Now, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, chat. Bots will just spam their message right from the get-go, chat. There's definitely a human behind that account. It's a question of whether it's spam or not. But hey, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It never hurts. I do appreciate it. But hey, I mean, listen, I'm in the market right now looking for it anyway, so might as well bite. I got nothing to lose. I appreciate it. But I will say I'm looking for more than just one-off logos and overlays. So yeah, for the other people in chat too, kind of want to hear your opinions, because I've never really worked with like individual like designers and stuff, so I'm not really sure what I should be looking at, because initially the idea of finding like a brand consultant / designer sounds like what I would want, but then I've like looked at some of these posts of people and I'm like, I don't know, sounds a bit like a scam to me. Sounds a bit like a ripoff to me. So then I'm like, I don't know, maybe because I've settled on my own color palette. I already have my own color palette that I want. I kind of have a bit of a at least direction that I want. But I just have no idea what else. But like, I don't need you to design a whole website for me. Like, I'll figure that out. Yeah. But so that's what I'm thinking. Like, because I want it to all be in sync, right? So, because what I've had happen before, like for instance, our emotes are from someone I met through some other like gaming channels, and great stuff, great work. I loved it, but they were all based off of the old logo I had, which was a caricature of me, which was actually drawn by my friend. And so, I could tell that the guy who was drawing the emotes for me was having a little bit of trouble, because he's like, okay, well, I'm basing it off of this, but like, I didn't get a whole design manifesto from my friend who had drawn the caricature. So it was like, they weren't quite sure, like, all right, what, are these colors set? Like, what else can I work with and things like that. So Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of that. Yeah, I'll take a look at it later. Ava. I do appreciate it. In the case that it's genuine. Listen, chat, I mean, we've had plenty of spammers and bots in this channel as well, so but you know, I'll bite. It's not a big deal. But now that you sent it, you know, I'll take a look at it in my own time. I mean, anyway, how's mapping going? So far, the first one today, we're just kind of taking it slow. It's not bad, but I'm trying to figure out. I realized, you know, how I planned out my entire thing at max, like what I would want to max out, and then I realized that's under the assumption that you reach level 100. And so, while yes, at some point I would love to test that out, like that can't be it. Also, I'm like so interested in pinning. I don't know if pinning is going to be any good, but anyway, so I gotta start to figure out, like, okay, what are my priorities in terms of like this cluster versus that cluster. My cousin wants me to start this game with him. Listen, I love it. I can't help but recommend it. The only caveat being that it is in early access. The full game is going to be free when it releases. We don't know when, but they're aiming for some point next year. So other than that, dude, how do I get back to my builds? I recommend it, but you know, just you do have to know that, like, it's okay. Hold on, chat. All right, let me get my thoughts out first. You do have to obviously accept the fact that it's early access. Like, some things are going to be buggy. There's going to be big sweeping changes. Like, your build may get changed, etc., etc. But I'm loving it. I'm loving every aspect of it. That doesn't mean it's perfect. I actually think I'm going to organize my thoughts into a video this weekend, just like a quick first impressions. There are definitely some annoyances. I think some of the feedback is super valid for sure, but it's fun. Like, despite that, I'm having fun. Like, the people who are like I've seen a lot of these posts where they're like, I've reached level 90 and I'm burnt out. Here are my thoughts. And I'm like, dude, I've been playing nonstop. And yes, you might be a veteran of POE and ARPGs, and maybe you knew exactly what build to do, and you know what to prioritize, and that's why you like leveled faster than me. Like, that's cool. Or maybe you're a pro gamer. Like, that's fine. I can accept that. I actually think I'm probably lower level than I should be considering the time I've spent. But like, also, if you spent that much time and reached level 90, like, you should be burnt out. Like, that seems pretty reasonable, no? So I can't say I agree with that. Like, despite having played this much, I'm like, I want to still experiment more with this build. I want to test out other characters, and yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. So if you have someone that wants to play, you know, with you, then I would say it's probably worth biting the bullet. I've seen 6-player co-op of this game. I've actually never seen footage of 6-player co-op. I am a little curious. Yeah, I should look that up. Okay, so if I've never used this platform before. But how do I load a build that I saved? It definitely showed like folders and stuff that it was saving to under my account. Uh-oh. Which Sork Warrior Merc on the same team? Yeah, that sounds crazy. I guess I gotta pin my build. This is crazy. Wait, what about if we go here? Can we load? Oh. Wow, are you telling me that it loads by pressing save? Oh my gosh, that's what it does. That's crazy. Although it bugged, it weirded out, and some of the lines are green. But anyway, I mean, eventually, so I might want to prioritize this side for higher ailments. But I think, yeah, I'm probably, we'll test it out further, but I don't know if, like, my power fantasy is like, shock, ignite, freeze, bleed, and then like I use the buff off of shock, and then like I'm armor breaking during it because this makes it easier, and then I use the damage buff from shock to do burst damage with my physical, like my sniper and shotgun. But I'm thinking, and now I get some of the questions that people have had. Like I've seen some of the community questions towards the game director when he was in Korea from the Korean fans was like, is physical damage going to be worth it, or is it always just going to be like a tool for elemental damage? And I'm afraid that I'm going to see what people were saying, because it feels like to do more ailments you need more elemental damage anyway, right? Which is why I pick up some of these like elemental damage nodes. But then it's like, that's just gonna be the stronger damage. So yeah, I don't know, but we'll continue with this for now and see. So either the ignite node, yeah, because I already have this that does extra damage against enemies with elemental, but shock's really the only thing that's consistently getting applied. So maybe I prioritize that. I'm torn between either prioritizing this, or now we go to the crit nodes. But suddenly these crit nodes were originally there because I was going to get the crit bleed nodes, but now I'm considering just getting a little bit of bleed on the side. I'm actually not even sure why I have that. I've like tweeted this so many times, and I've lost track on what I was even trying to do here. Yeah, wait, why did I settle on this? 10% chance to inflict bleeding on hit. Stronger bleeding. So 20% chance, like that's fine. 20% chance to... Well, bleeds physical damage, so maybe it was because of the break armor. But then, yeah, that was the original idea, but that was with the crit. But I do want the crit, because that can really multiply the burst. But the bleed is... What was I doing here? Like, maybe I forgo the bleed and just get better crit chance down there. Or here, accuracy and crit chance. or even this one. I think I just liked the idea of applying bleed. I think that's why I kept getting the bleed nodes. But I'm thinking it might just not be worth it. So originally, yeah, these had crit too. But you know what I realize is 2 meters is actually like literally you have to be in melee range. Okay. I think the whole instance get erased in after several minutes maybe doesn't apply to maps, because that would be ridiculous, but I got scared, so then So 2 meters? Here, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So the initial explosion of my gas grenade is supposed to be 1.8 meters. Oh, well, that went very far. So it's like this big. The gas expands, in case you're wondering. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I was not 2 meters from the explosion. And while, yes, I'd like to get close for my shotguns, I don't consistently get this close. But then that whole node is either about 2 meters or 6 meters. So if it's 6 meters, if this is 2 meters, 6 is, I guess, like here? That seems really far. Right? If we are to assume this is 2 meters, which, by the way, that's a massive tablet if that's true. Yeah, about here to here. Well, 6 meters. A lot of times I'm probably right around 5 to 6 meters. I think. For bosses, I am generally close. No, maybe we eventually go back to this node. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, why do I not have enough points? So where did I end up spending them? Oh, on this side. But the magnitude of shock, though, that's kind of a must-have. Wait, why do I only have 3 nodes? I don't know what I did. I have no idea. Why does it seem like I'm so out of things? Wait, now why do I have 4? Oh, because I already had this. Oh, I already did double down on crit. That would be why. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I got the bleed nodes because I was basically just sitting on points. I am very curious about this one, Unexpected Finesse. Go full strength. because whenever I fight against more buffed up enemies, I definitely see the accuracy faltering a bit. My dex isn't as high as it should be, but... Or I could always just go here. That's a bit of a simpler solution. Wait, but I had something that was doing extra damage regardless of... Well, this is elemental ailments. Oh, right. Okay, this is why. So the bleed would give me an extra chance of just having some sort of ailment on them. That's why I had the bleed. Honestly, that's fine for now. Yeah, that's fine. So if that's the case, okay, I could just complete that bit, or I can go for the ignite next. I think we go for the ignite next since we already have this node. And then I think this over this. I think these are the last few. That's last few. So that's 4 nodes that I would have saved for the end. This would actually be kind of a priority too. You know what? No, let's get this node first. After all that thinking. Because that way I'll have all the... attribute nodes that I would be getting under my plan. Oh, I actually have to refund this, so yeah, I would basically be back to square one. But yeah, that way I know what my limit is for attributes in the tree, and then we go from there. I think that's the better plan for now. It makes planning easier at least. It's probably not the best way to reach a power spike immediately, but the waystones are definitely too loud. I think I want to lower the volume of waystones. And then I think the gems as well. Oh, we got the stun charm going on that. That way I shouldn't get like super insta stun locked all the time now. Oh, where did these other guys come from behind? What the heck? There was a way to just the reloading probably. I have a feeling they might tweak that or at least add a node or something. Although maybe that's what like auto reload is for. It's not so much that I think it makes it weak, but it's it definitely takes away from the fluidity sometimes. The problem is actually because I have nodes that allow, you know, give me a chance to not use a bolt, and that sounds excellent in theory, but when my build revolves around consistent rotations on a timer, not knowing exactly like the tempo I'm gonna have, right? So like the default is 5 bolts on this. So the default tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I shoot this out, and then I swap here. It's 2 here. And then, you know, depending on what it is, I shoot that, and I shoot this. But then, like, sometimes what happens, which it's, like, not happening here. Okay, so, like, it didn't use one, right? So there's 1 left, although I shot 2. But in my head, I'm like, all right, I used 2, go to the next gun. I do that, and then, you know, I go through a bunch of other ones, and I come back. And then I'm like, all right, fire 2, and then it's like, wait, what the... Oh my gosh, well, this time I got super lucky, so it didn't use it again. So it totally nullified my point. But anyway, if you see me kind of locking up and just not doing anything, kind of freaking out, there's a good chance that that has happened. Where it's like reloading at a time that I don't think it should be, and I'm sitting there confused on what the best way to adapt to it is. But I guess every class probably has some things like that where like... Well, this is meant to be a buff to your character, but if you're going for a specific build, it's a bit of a nerf. And so, I mean, maybe the answer is I have to consider how to not utilize those features. Which I think is okay. I think that's fine if that's the intention of like, hey, this is the default, but like if you want to go for a cool little idea, then you're going to have to figure out how to not use this thing. And it may sound like a nerf, but, you know, maybe therefore now I can spend that point. Like, as long as it's not, like, you have no option but to use it. If that's the case, then it doesn't feel good, but... Easy peasy. The other answer to that would be to reload when I'm done with it, but then I need to still spend time swapping, you know what I mean? But if I use all of it, then when I swap back, it just slightly takes longer on the swap, but it reloads as I'm swapping. That's why rhythmically that feels better. I actually don't remember where this whole may not consume a bolt is coming from. There's support gems that do that, but right now it applies to all my skills, I think. All my bolts. So it's a passive node for sure. Oh, unless it's something on my equipment. Hopefully not, though, because that would get very confusing. Yeah, I think it's on my passive node somewhere. I'll figure it out. Oh my gosh. Get that map out of here. There's like 3 more, it looks like. Didn't this have a ritual? Yeah. Okay, so I gotta clear all the rares and then do the ritual. Okay. Which I've kind of forgotten where they were. We've already seen 2, I think. Holy, that's a lot of those guys. What in the world? Yeah, gems are definitely too loud as well. Yeah, gems and waystones, I think that's where we'll start. What the... Dude, what the heck? Wait, what? Is there something that... Dude, what in the world? Dude, this dude's just undying. Wait, what is going on? Wait, but it says minions, so I feel like there's some rare somewhere. But I think this is a server issue. That's what it looks like, doesn't it? Oh, never mind. No, he revives minions. I guess he's just doing it from giga range. So that's cool. That's crazy. I've never seen these guys revive their minions from so far. Usually they have to be in proximity. That was
stay quick on my feet.
That was an insane moment. Wow.
Go on. Greetings.
I'm level 71. Dex. We'll tinker with it.
On with the work.
Okay. Chaotic boils grow and explode when touched. Ugh, this is an annoying one. But we're not done just yet. We still have one more rare we gotta get rid of. Oh, the rituals are tagged on the map? They weren't before. Might be just because I was close enough to it. Yeah, it disappears afterwards. Wow, we must have gotten lucky with the 30% hit on that one. That dude's just straight died. Don't mind it though. All right. Oh, there's too many things on the ground. This ritual stinks. And we don't need the gem. Oh. I deferred. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Cool. There was one here. Where did I see the third one? Morning, Logic. Logic, craziest thing. You know how we were talking about your mac and cheese pizza? And I was talking about how, you know what? I could go for a burger or pizza yesterday. And I hadn't mentioned it yet. And while we were streaming, my wife came up and was like, do you want to order pizza for dinner? And so we had pizza. And I was like, hell yeah. That's friggin'... That's freaking true love right there. Pizza was good. Got my fix of pizza. Man, these rituals, if I don't get lucky with the passive burst there, it gets freaking rough. Especially when there's a rare that spawns. And I get trapped in my own... Dude, the ice walls, sometimes it's just really... Man. I can't give up on the fortress, though. It's unfortunate.
Speak.
We completed the map, though. We got our level up. We lost some XP, but we got a lot off of that one, so we still made progress. I gotta get better with the ice wall in close quarters. Oh, this maxes out spirit. I wonder if anyone would want it. Wow, we rolled some high... Okay, so here's what I don't understand. I thought the higher the tier in current POE2, which a lot of people complain about, and I agree. I thought higher number was better, but how is this at the minimum range? If it's tier 5. Oh, maybe there's a whole nother... Yeah, there was something about like tier 1 through 5 is hidden or something like that. I don't know. Excuse me.
I'll be here, waiting.
Waxed jacket. Item level 72. 50 spirit. These are like goated ones though. What's the 268 101? Yeah, that's the baseline. That's why they have theirs just for 10 exalts, whereas some of these ones are at friggin' divines and giga exalts. I guess it's all just mostly super defense stacking, huh? I guess I could make it more enticing by putting in the sockets before I sell it. I think I'm okay on socket orbs right now. What about lightning resist? Well, suddenly the prices are super low. I guess 2 exalts could work. Okay. I would need to get... Yeah, it's not looking promising. One more. Oh man, if I could just get flat. Oh man, if I could just get flat physical on here. Giga boosted elemental damage with the chance. Probably does more damage for the time being. Let's test it. Let's test it and see how it feels. The good news is that every part of it is being used. It's also faster. Grenades firing an additional projectile is like not that necessary for me right now, but you know, it is what it is. Don't go deeper into that rabbit hole. I was wondering if I could have just gotten one piece of move speed on there. Code resist. Nah.
Greetings.
Where is my physical damage at? There we go. Yeah, it's so much lower. I do wonder though, when it says increased elemental damage with attacks, does that mean like any skill that does elemental damage is going to boost it? I don't know. We'll find out. Get rid of that thing.
Yes.
Increased ailment threshold. That sounds deadly. Less cooldown. That only really affects my grenades. I'm okay with that. Actually though. Okay, dude, let's use up let's use up one that we don't like to just clear out just one in the middle here. Actually, no, we should wait, so these have been attempted, so they just don't have... Wow, so many attempted. So I guess it gets rid of the modifier, huh? Interesting. If I'm at 75, I think I hit the minimum to be able to try 4th Ascendancy trials, right? Probably it's giga hard, but... I've heard so many horror stories about the 4th Ascendancy. I was like, what is that giant comet? But it was actually just a barrier. Oh, you regenerate life. Well, that is... Oh, and there's 2 of you. That would explain a lot. Well, regenerating life on a barrier seems a little OP, don't you think? There we go. Yeah, that seemed a little not fair. Okay. I wonder if they did a little micro passive around these burning ground ones. Seems like they're much more reasonably spread out, but maybe I'm just getting lucky. It's still annoying either way. Yep, that guy's annoying because it just goes forever. Like, what is that? It's silly is what it is. Oh, they drop from the sky. That's gross. Oh, why are there so many of you? What the heck? Oh, these guys must have doubled up or something, right? I don't know. I think normally this just means that there's more packs of them, but maybe not. Jeez. That was a scary view of a bunch of flashing blue on-fire wolves. And now that we see just random assortments of enemies in the maps, I do wonder, like, what's my favorite enemy design? Because there's a lot of them, which I guess that's something we haven't really talked about. They've mentioned it several times in their marketing, but, like, you know, a lot of times when games boast about, like, we have X number of, you know, things, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, you kind of do, but this is really just numbers we're talking about. But generally, I think this game, I'm like, all right, yeah, you earned your medal, right? Most of the enemies all feel different. Like, sure, there's wolves versus giant rats versus etc. Like that. I'm not gonna say those are completely unique, but but they're also not similar enough that during the game I'm like, well, this is just a reskin, right? So I'd say they earn their medals. You find, well, yeah, there's also a lot of weird ones. Like, part of me does wonder, like, I'm very impressed with what they've done in terms of design. Dude, I've been getting very lucky with some of these rares. But at the same time, part of me is like, what do you think, like, needs to happen for people to be able to come up with this? Right? It's funny because when you look at, like, if you think about like dramas, right, like TV shows or movies and stuff, even though certain things seem pretty far-fetched, like, generally you can start to see, like, okay, well, this was probably inspired by, like, these types of things that happen in real life. Or you're like, you know, because every now and then you hear about some crazy actual news story and you're like, wow, that's like just like in a movie, right? And it turns out that most writers, like, they take from what they've heard or experienced themselves, and yeah, you know, they spice it up, or they'll put it in like a sci-fi setting instead of real life or whatever. But you see that. But then, like, I mean, I guess, I don't know, that one kind of looks like a praying mantis, but you know what I mean? Like, some monsters in this game, I'm like, well, I don't know what from real life really inspired this one, you know? It's crazy. But I think my favorites might actually be well, it's kind of a boring answer, but the guardian statues in in Act 2 in the ancient civilization that are just sitting around, and then, oh, actually no, maybe they're Act 3, maybe the beginning of Act 3. And when you walk by, they activate. They've got that hefty walk to them, but I'm thinking I might like them just because they're actually not that hard to deal with.
Yes. Time is of the essence.
This isn't bad. You might be able to sell this one. Maybe I just put it up for 1 exalt.
Time's not on our side.
Yeah, I mean, if it sells, it sells. If not, then whatever. I still can't get over the fact, by the way, that there's the movement speed debuff on heavier armors, but it's never listed anywhere in the game. The only way you would find out about it in-game is if you looked at your stat sheet and compared it wearing different armors. Because it does reflect it there. Like, the numbers actually... there are numbers that get applied. It's not just like an implicit thing. Yeah, no, I only found out about it. I don't even remember. I think I found out about it from like a... Dude, this enemy is... I guess you have to get closer to him is the answer. I think, like, I get what the design is. It's kind of like a boss, right? Where you're like, well, get closer to it and you can run laps around it. But it's like, if he starts firing at me from a mile away, how am I supposed to get closer? Yeah, I only found out about the move speed thing from like a random comment thread on Reddit where they were like, yeah, it's just like the move speed debuff. And I was like, the move speed debuff? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's real. So it's body armor, it's chest armor and shields. Shields have a move speed debuff too, which would go to explain why warriors are so much slower if you're running a shield. But the thing is like, it's not like a flat debuff. And I don't know, I'm not quite sure if it's just like based on type or if it's based on... In POE1, people's comments have made it sound like it was based on like the amount of strength needed. Like if it was like a full strength one, it would do the most debuff. Like, come on, like, what is this range? And that seems to be true from what I've seen. Okay, because I was comparing it yesterday because I was curious. And the one that needed more strength was having slightly more of a nerf. So like right now mine's at 10.4. When I wore one that was full strength, like full plate mail, it went down to like 9.3 or something. So so that's something to consider. Which is, it would be nice for them to list it though, because when you have classes like the mercenary that might do like strength dex builds, like I need to know, you know, at least my body armor should either be like full dex or a mix of strength dex if I'm going with iron reflexes, which I am. So like functionally to me right now, evasion and armor has no difference. And so it's just about the attribute stat sheet, but it's hard to ever give up move speed. Yeah, like, you know, I've picked up a couple boots where I've like tried going back to no move speed, and I think in the end game, like if I have a really solid build damage wise, I could see a world where I could give up move speed. But for the majority of it, yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to give up on it. Especially once you experience it, right? Because, like, now you're dodging things based on your move speed. You're clearing things based on your move speed. There's just one in the center? Damn. Oh, no, there's two. Oh, we got a friggin' Shroud Walker. Dude, he like just that rare barely dodged the culling range. Yeah, it's like, it's fine if I'm already in range, but if I'm getting lasered from off screen, I think that's probably a problem. How are you liking the Merc compared to other classes? Well, I haven't tried the other classes enough. That's something we're going to start working on this weekend. But I'm definitely loving the Merc. I'm loving the Merc. And I'm kind of glad I didn't go for the most obvious Grenadier build. Just because, like, listen, it's the moment you unlock, like, 2 different grenades, you know the grenades are strong. Like, there's no doubt about it. The boom is very fun. That's what got me through the campaign for most of it. You know, I think there's nothing wrong with using that. I think they're a lot of fun. But because, like, literally everybody and their mother was building grenades, I wanted to try something different. So we're going for a bit of a... I'm already starting to think that there's probably not a world where this build, like, competes at, like, the highest level in terms of clear speed. But it is a lot of fun. It's functional. It's just probably not the most damage this class can offer. But basically I'm doing like a debuff into burst build. But I've read that at the end of the day in PoE, like you want to just focus on one type of damage so you can maximize it on like the passive tree and everything, and that makes sense. I get that. But I mean, we're having fun with this for the time being, so we'll see how far it gets us. So right now we're focusing on like shock for the damage buff, but then like ignite and freeze, because like freeze our shotgun can work off of it, and then armor break as well. It all comes together. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's very Merc. And the reason I'm enjoying it instead of the grenade build is because it's very rhythmic. Right? There's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swap, reload, 1, 2, swap, reload. Like, it's a very rhythmic system, which I love. But grenades are very fun too. I had a lot of fun with them during the campaign. But honestly, I'm kind of excited to continue trying Warrior. I'm very curious about what I can discover with Chronomancer. I think that could be fun. So yeah, we'll have to try out some of the other classes, but I'm very keen on trying them, giving them all a proper shot, so my opinions are like properly founded rather than just talking out my ass. I mean, I want to clear out at least just a couple more packs, see if we can get some more waystones.
No room.
Well, potentially maybe 1 or 2 more good drops. We got a couple good orbs this time. We got a Regal Orb, we got a Val Orb. What class are you playing, Scott?
Indeed, hello.
I'm curious, whatever. It seems like everyone has varied experiences so far, so I'm very curious. That's one of the reasons that I thought about, like, okay, I really want to actually just give every class a proper chance. Got a lightning range. Nice. I mean, listen, I think initially, especially in early access, just kind of winging it. And they said for the most part, if you just wing it, you should still be able to get through campaign, including Cruel, like just fine. And maybe even the initial couple of tiers of maps. So then at that point, you can decide, like, if you start hitting a wall too much, like, okay, do I just look up a build, or do you still have fun with it? Like, I'm still having fun with coming up with my own build, so... It's okay. Not worth selling.
Time is not on our side.
Lightning Ranger. Deadeye then? Seems like Deadeye is like the only one that I hear about. Don't really hear about Pathfinders. see, there's a magic mob here. I mean, we might have missed this if we just... Oh, these guys break through my ice wall. That's cool. And they gave us a nice ring. That one gave us like no XP though.
Go on.
Interesting.
Hello.
They were lower level.
Time is not on our side.
Maximum mana. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. We gotta buy more tabs. I should have bought them during the sale. Now we gotta wait. The sale's over now, right? It's been over actually. Just grab. Yeah, I mean, probably kind of similar, right? What the end goal for you and me are probably somewhat similar. Like I ended up going very deep into elemental because I wanted as much shock as possible. And I figured then we can get this and this where we just do more damage when they have ailments on them, and then shock already does more damage, so then, you know, maximize maybe a little bit of ignite. And then we're going to do more damage when they're ignited, right? And then during all of that, eventually I want to get this so that we break armor faster if they have an ailment, if they have a debuff, and then our poison grenade already does a lot of armor break, so we just put that down, and then we burst them with our shotgun and our sniper. That's the goal. That's the story. Do we want to try this? Breach and Ritual at a higher level, 71? Oh my gosh, this is grayed out now because I'm 76. Yeah, so this is the other thing, is that, like, I don't know, what if we get lucky enough that we're leveling up because of how we maneuver the Atlas and stuff, but then at a certain point, if we're not actually properly built or geared, we probably hit a wall, right? So then you just never level up? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess the answer then is like, well, you better fix your build, which I guess is a fair point. Not gonna lie, not the best map for Breach, I think. Or anything relatively difficult, for that matter.
Not today.
Holy, what is that? Why are there so many of them? Why are there so many of the matriarchs? What is going on here? Dude, wait, what's the poison and what's the swamp? Is this poison? Oh, does the swamp... Did the swamp always poison? Wait, hold on. I didn't know this.
Need a sec.
You did not just track me down. Get out of here. More iron guards. Less cooldown. Okay. Did this area have +1 level? No. Bigger pack size, though. Okay. Man, it is very hard. It's so dark. Suddenly, that light radius affix doesn't seem so bad, huh? Waves of blood pass through. Okay, well, that's also not exciting. Whoa. Let's watch out here. I cracked myself in. I didn't realize this was a wall, man. Oh, I wish it would just fire across. If it wasn't for that, that was honestly pretty doable. Maybe I need to give up on the wall. Maybe, but it's such a nice blocker too. It's a good, like, yeah, it's just... I guess unless I need it, I should watch out using it, like, just by default. That's probably the fix. That's unfortunate. We lost a lot of XP on that.
On with the work.
Oh, do I have enough strength for this now? Oh, wait, dude, wait, what the heck? Why do I have 223 strength? What the heck? Oh, because everything is adding a ton of strength right now. Because even this has 26 strength, yeah. Oh, I hadn't thought about it. I swapped my weapon. How do I feel about that? I guess I don't feel that much weaker. So... I guess that's okay. I don't know if I should do a direct comparison. Do you know if Tayo is big like he was in an A? That's the Overwatch player? I have no idea. But either way, I wanted to change to this. Because I think this, I mean, it's good if the, but I realized it takes forever, right? So the culling strike doesn't matter, because I have that off of my ascendancy. And they have to have been in range for 33 seconds. So it really doesn't apply to rares at all most of the time. If you're fighting the rare for 33 seconds, you're probably having so much, you're probably not looking to do a great burst of damage anyway. And then it says 1% more hit damage per every 2 seconds up to 55, but that means to get to 55 it's going to take 110 seconds. That means you're fighting that thing for 2 minutes, which again, that can be okay for like end bosses, but that should still, yeah, like I don't, that's probably not what we're looking for. So I might just buff up that so they get so I have a debuff aura around me. If I can find it. That's War Banner. Did I never get it? No, here it is. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about anyone from Overwatch. And this is just perma active, right? So like that's pretty good. This map again. Excuse me, sorry. Just doing okay all morning and suddenly my cough is back and now it's just here. Oh wow, the effects for my debuff is kind of bothersome. Also, yeah, it didn't say they were getting stronger, it just said that they have increased threshold. Why am I getting hit so hard? I guess +1 level. I guess that makes a big difference. Nice. Oh, this is gonna be nice for my gas grenades, actually, I just realized. Nice. Very good. Music's so ominous. It's just a cage with it's just a cave with a bunch of magical poisonous mushrooms. What could go wrong? Now that we're in the groove of things for Path of Exile, I should really set up a whoa, why can't I fire? Kind of chill playlist for when we're just mapping and farming. Could greatly enhance the experience, I think.
Swarmed under.
Remember the days when we used to just all play a bunch of copyrighted music on Twitch and nobody cared? I remember those days. Oh my gosh, you guys are here with no vision? That's gonna be tough. I might get one shot by those guys. I should start to do that again? What, play a bunch of copyrighted music without the actual copyright? Yeah, that does not sound like a great idea. Yeah, these scarecrows are gonna wreck me. I guess I should have known. We've seen the actual crows flying around. Chat, I only just started streaming regularly. You don't have to try so hard to get me canceled. Honestly, a lot of the times, though, like, I don't... If I'm turning on music in the background, it's... probably just copyright-free, you know, lo-fi beats. Like, they accomplish generally usually why I would want to turn on music, and I'm subscribed to Artlist, so I can use like their sound effects and stuff for videos as well. So any music you usually hear is just that's where it's from, but I just don't have the time to like go through the catalog and figure out my own playlists and update it, just because obviously it's music I wouldn't be hearing elsewhere. That has to be the debuff, right? Yeah, it has to be my debuff that's applying to him. That's a massive range. Hold on. Once we have a bit of a break, I gotta check what it says. Because it was like this much range, right? 6 meters, yeah, so generally I'm not going beyond 6 meters too often, so I think that tree is, I think it's bait is what it is, unless I go for some funky 2-weapon setup. But
Dodge this!
can you guys come together so I can just blast you guys at once? You gotta cancel for your NA bias. My NA bias? Since when did I have NA bias? I'm out here friggin' fighting the Plat Chat boys for trying to rank NRG and S tier. Meanwhile, they go out and win SVL, and you're gonna tell me I have NA bias? Wow, the debuff aura is kind of a cheat. I can see enemies' outlines in the dark because the debuff shines through it. It's kind of nice. And like the crows are so hard to see, but I knew they were coming because of the debuff. Seeing the indicator pop up, so we're getting there. I'm the biggest NA fan. It's wild. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, you can take the Chobra out of America, but you can't take the America out of Chobra, I guess. I don't know what kind of narrative we're trying to push here, but I'll humor it. Into the center of the cave we go. Was this a boss map? We're gonna have to fight that shroom again? Oh gosh. Nice. Stone charm doing work. That's good. I like to know when things are working. G2. I do like G2. You know what? You had to go ahead and pick the America's team that I actually do like. I think G2 plays some good Valorant. You're not wrong about that. Okay, I don't know what modifier you have to be able to be launching artillery, but dude, I didn't even see that guy. I never found out what he actually was. Not complaining. Exactly 50 monsters remain. Look at that. So generally it looks like you get right around 10 to 15 XP. Although this is lower level, but I'm not like properly geared and set up, so you probably get a little bit more if you're geared for your level. But supposedly you lose, I think, around 15 when you die, so yeah, I guess so. I guess, yeah, maybe the penalty is a bit much. Maybe just 10% could feel a lot better. Alright, one monster remains. We're not going to inform. I was hoping we'd get one or two more, like, waypoint, waystone, drops, but...
Go on. Greetings.
When you're doing the monk build, yeah, so in the mornings, I think for now, I was just going to chill with the mercenary more, and in the afternoons, we'll start doing other builds. We might start the monk today. So I think on stream, what I'm going to do is, excuse me. Actually, I don't know. Maybe if I continue with morning streams next week, maybe we'll do different classes in the morning as well. It's whatever. Mornings, I kind of just want to keep it more chill. Yeah. Since our hardcore character died yesterday, the sorceress, I am keen on trying Chronomancer again. But sorceress seems very different. But I think what I'm going to do for now, the next step will be creating standard characters, not solo self-found, just so I can level them faster with gear that's shared. And then like tinker with different builds, see how each of them feel like mid to late game. And then either on stream or outside of stream, I'm gonna try going through campaign solo self-found with all the classes and see how that feels.
Work.
Okay, the reason I brought this is I'm wondering, so can you just use this on any gray? Is that... I guess so. And it died. Well, that's how we learn. I mean, I'm fine with my belts, so I didn't really lose much on that one. Yeah, so we got like 14% on a fairly tame map. Level 76. Yeah, leveling wise, we're okay. Now it is really about fine-tuning build. So Glacial Bolt. Yeah, I don't know. It's honestly pretty good. Okay, actually, while we're here,
Speak.
Count.
let's do
Always
that.
Get it right.
So now, do we go for the shock? Do I go for the ignite? Ooh, actually the stat boost could be good. Yeah, I think we do ignite cluster. So I think I'll get this for now, and then I think we do ignite cluster, shock cluster, crit cluster. I think that will be the plan. Cool. I think we're gonna hop off here for the morning. Thanks for hanging out. Always nice to just chill a little bit with chat in the morning before we get our day started. It was a good start to the day for you as well. Thanks for dropping by. Always appreciate it. And then we'll be back in the afternoon with a little bit more mercenary, but another new class. I don't know. I don't know if we continue our warrior. I don't know if I restart a sorceress, or maybe the monk. Maybe the monk, honestly. Maybe the monk. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great start to your day. And if you're around, I will see you in the afternoon after lunch. Have a good one.